Welcome to Lombardi's Bar.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl. Does he have a vintage moment in the end zone? It is caught for the win.
The Green Bay Packers are going to be world champions, NFL champions for the third straight year. What the hell's going on out here?
Jones, look at that balance. Aaron Jones, see ya. Rodgers, four-man rush, gonna float it down the seam. Adams has it, and he's in. Touchdown, Packers. 2nd and 6. Zadarius Smith. The beat goes on.
Welcome in, Green Bay Packer fans. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. We are doing things right up here at Lombardi's Bar. Welcome in. Let's spread some holiday cheer today and talk some Green Bay Packer football. I'm your bartender, Dan Kotnick. Thanks for joining us today. I'm going to bring in these other two holly jolly elves that are here to help us spread the Yuletide season around here. The first one is Todd Vardy. Todd, who's also bringing the holiday cheer here. I love the hat, Todd. Not a lot of green or yellow or anything on that stuff.
You know, I decided this week we're gonna buy into Christmas. I have always been given crap that I don't feel the Christmas cheer. I don't spread it. So this year I'm clearly just feeling the vibe into the whole season.
You look like you're feeling it.
I even got a tree. How about that?
Oh, I didn't even notice the tree before.
Yep.
How adorable. Where's your
presents under there?
Where's everything else? Where's the menorah? Where's the Kwanzaa candle set up?
Well, as I'm in small town Wisconsin, those
in?
aren't things that are available for purchase within about 60 square miles of here. So we'll pick those up maybe next week.
There you go. All right.
I'll catch them when they're on sale.
That's right. Jimmy Christensen wearing green and gold, but nothing holiday related. So we're going to combine you two into one person and have some kind of holiday Christmas spirit going on.
I told you this before the show, and I mentioned this yesterday to Alex. This is literally all my wife's fault. So I had two ugly Christmas sweaters. She's real into giving stuff to Goodwill, and those were like the first thing put in the Goodwill bag. So I am Christmas sweater-less.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're gonna do something with you had the Christmas sweaters, right? So it's not like you're a Grinch and you never had anything.
I'd like to recall a text conversation Jimmy and I had earlier today.
Yeah,
I asked him about this, and he said, "All right, I'll try to stop at the store, at least get a hat."
Yeah, I said I'll try to stop at the store and at least get a hat.
Well, you failed. How does it feel to be a failure, Jimmy?
I mean,
it's not the first time I failed that.
He could say he tried. Like, there's literally no way we could double check him to see if he actually tried. Like, trying could just be like, "Oh, I drove past the Family Dollar. Well, I tried."
Yeah, I looked at Meyer on the way when I was on the freeway, and I was like, I could stop. I was like, no, I couldn't. Couldn't get over fast enough. Safe driver.
That's why no one likes you.
Yeah, man. I'll join the hate list. I got a few people on there.
Well, happy holidays, guys. Either way, thanks for joining us today. Packers, another win over the Carolina Panthers this past weekend, but we got another big one this week against the Tennessee Titans, which I personally am not looking forward to in the slightest. I have not been looking forward to it pretty much the entire year. So why don't we go ahead and get started here with our drunk tweet of the week. Or not, excuse me, not the drunk tweet of the week, but our drink special of the week.
Someone's been drinking, it looked like.
Well,
like,
that's right.
Off the rails already.
Today's drink special is the Henry Express to take on the Polar Express. It's a little bit of eggnog with Tennessee whiskey in there, and also comes with 2 aspirin after he stiff arms. Probably, I don't know, what's the consensus that it's going to be Kevin King getting the Derrick Henry stiff arm into the third dimension, or what is it?
Him or Christian Kirksey. It's one of those two.
Yeah, jeez. Oh man, if it happens to Christian, that's like game over for him.
Yeah,
here. But I picked up a little eggnog for
like
the show.
Adult eggnog or like eggnog?
Like adult, like it had like all the liquors in it.
All the liquors, not just one. It has all the liquors.
I went to the liquor store and I picked up this one. I'm like, oh, like let's see, like eggnog. Oh, has bourbon. Perfect. And then I took it home, and my fiance looked at it, and she's like, going through it says like bourbon, whiskey, rum, and like there was something else in there. I was like, oh, like
methamphetamine,
literally all the liquors. So it's good. I had a little nutmeg, and it's going great.
Nice. I got whiskey today. My buddy got me a Merry Christmas and congrats on a baby bottle of whiskey.
Ooh, is it chilled? Is that like you got frost?
Yeah, I put it in the freezer.
That's heady play.
It's the way to do it, especially because I broke our ice cube tray and I haven't bought a new one, so I definitely have to put it in the freezer.
Todd, real quick, I really I enjoyed that mug that you're sporting there.
Oh, this whole thing.
This whole thing.
We also have stickers in the Game On Wisconsin store.
Man,
Todd is basically a QVC channel now.
Mass, all kinds of merch. Stop in there and check it out, guys.
Oh man. Well, so the drink this week I said was the Henry Express for Derrick Henry, and as it turns out, we have an exclusive here on Game On Wisconsin. We have live footage of the game plan that Mike Pettin has installed for the Green Bay Packers defense to stop Derrick Henry this weekend. Nick, if you could play that clip for us.
All right, Homer, I'm not going to lie to you. There's a good chance you can beat Tatum, but you got to visualize how you're going to win, okay?
Gotcha.
A congenital heart defect has apparently felled Tatum moments before he could step into the ring.
And that's about it. I feel like that's about the only way that Derrick Henry doesn't just trample over this entire defense. Not that they won't come out and put up a fight, because heck, the Lions put up a fight against the Titans this past week. But man, I just don't see how he doesn't just go out and get his own this week, right?
Yeah, it's going to be an offensive battle. It's not going to be one of these low-scoring defensive games. Like, the Titans' defense sucks. Our run defense, we already know from last season to this season, has not improved. So I know Jacob put out like an article saying like we actually aren't as bad as people think. But when it comes to really talented running backs like Dalvin Cook, over 200 yards. Derrick Henry someone's getting stiff armed, and I'm not looking forward to the Derrick Henry train.
I hate that I really love watching Derrick Henry run, because like I feel like it's a weekend that he's just going to feast. And as much as I enjoy watching him run, it's going to be heartbreaking every time he does it, because he's such a freak. It's going to be painful to watch.
He's a sexy runner. Every time I'm pitching a tent when you see him stiff arm someone. I got a stiff arm in my pants.
I mean, who was it that he did it to last week from the
Someone
Lions?
on the Lions. It doesn't matter.
And I mean, he literally, it was like watching a cartoon or something, where he almost picked the guy up with one hand and then threw him back down into the ground, like just complete disrespect.
It was assault. Running. It was definitely assault.
Ron puts in the comments here, tackle Henry low, only way to stop him. I don't even think that works.
No.
Like, have you seen, like, this Derrick Henry is what we hope that we get like half of out of AJ Dillon, right? With those calves and the big bruiser. Like, that's what we want.
Yeah.
I'd love to see if I could just create this weird little event. It would just be Marshawn Lynch and Derrick Henry just running into each other and seeing who survives.
God, that sounds hot.
It does, right?
Jeez.
We know
my pants just got tighter.
We know who would survive. It's Marshawn Lynch. We've seen that clip of run into him again. And again.
I know. I will not. I don't even care if he's wrong side. I don't even care if he's not on the Packers. I will not take that Lynch jersey down. I love that man.
Run through a mother effer's face.
Run through a motherfucker's face, man. Oh.
All right. Well, do we want to, before we talk more about that Tennessee game, let's talk about this game that we just had this past week against Carolina. I don't know about you guys, but like after that first half, I almost tweeted out like, how many snaps do you think Tim Boyle is going to see in the second half? And then about like 10 minutes into the third quarter, I was like, Thank
Zero.
God I put that in my drafts and didn't send that out because
I was
that
sitting
got
there
nasty.
that second half. I was just sitting there thinking, like, we are a punt return for a touchdown away from this game just being a nightmare, which made it even worse every time JK's dumbass was on the field punting, which he was doing the entire second half. Like,
Well, and then
every time he's on the field, I'm like, here goes game. All right, we're done.
Wasn't there one on a kickoff that was actually sort of that got close? Like I felt like there was a sphincter clinching moment on one of the kickoffs.
Anytime special teams is on the field is a sphincter clinching moment.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, well let's do buy round pay the tab, but because it's our holiday Christmas episode, it's our naughty and nice list. So we'll start with the nice list, guys. Who's on the nice list after last week?
Christmas spirit. I'll let you go first, Todd.
Oh, thanks. I'm going to go with Elton Jenkins. He's been playing solid this year. Got the Pro Bowl nod. Second year kid. Was snubbed. A lot of people thought for Rookie of the Year last year. Just all around great guy. Friend of show. Best friend of show probably. I mean, easily. I know he thinks of us as his best friend. So
he's trying to take us to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. He called and see if I'm available. So I'm got my people working on my schedule right now. But yeah, I'm going to buy around or put Elton Jenkins on the nice list.
All right, Jimmy.
I'm going to go with a person that I kind of shit on last week. And it wasn't even so much shitting on him, just the Antichrist he hired as an agent. But I'm going to go with Aaron Jones on this one. I wrote an article saying he hasn't really found his groove. That was a few weeks ago. And since last couple weeks, we've seen those explosive plays out of Aaron Jones. He had that 46-yard run on that opening drive that set up Tunyon's touchdown. This is what we were expecting to see all season. And finally, it's turning on at the right time. Just 2 weeks before the playoffs, Jones is playing at a really nice level. He's, number 4? I think Eli tweeted out today, number 4 in rushing yards, and he's only had like 180 carries, which is 100 less than the guy who's going to destroy us this week, Derrick Henry. So, Aaron Jones, he's been really impressive, and it's just kind of seeing back to last year with him. So, Jones, you can have some of my whiskey.
Are you surprised that they seem to really move away from the run game in the second half as much as they did?
I didn't understand it.
It was surprising.
I think it was Jacob that put it out there that it was about the same. It was just that in the first half, they were averaging like almost 10 yards a carry and under 4 in the second half. But as far as the rate at which they were running, it was very similar. Yeah, so it wasn't that they abandoned it; it just stopped working.
Fair. That's fair. I can't argue with facts. It definitely feels that way. It feels like, that it was less running, but because of like what you're saying, Todd, that it just wasn't working. So, my nice list, dude, it has to be Chris Barnes, right?
Yeah.
Like that play, that is like, I mean, I know it's not the same position, but that's like, I like to call it like a Troy Polamalu play. Like, remember those it was like once or twice Polamalu had that play where he jumps over the center, perfectly times it. Just like you sell out for the big play, and either it works
or you look like an idiot.
Or you look like a complete idiot. But he timed it perfectly. He reached out for it and made the big play. I mean, that's the game. That you could argue that's the game changer, right? Because I mean, a 7-point game, they score on that play. I know that there was more football that obviously happens after that play, but I mean, you could argue making that stand like that in the first half is what saves the lead going into the second half. So big props to Chris Barnes. He's just been playing completely all out this year as a rookie. I love him.
Yeah. Before we go to our naughty list, a couple things. Ron Hampton said Big Bobby Tunyon in the chat.
Oh, for sure.
Real quick, not his name. On the show, we referred to him as Big Balls Bob. So I agree with you. He's on the nice list, but his name is Big Balls Bob. Also, Todd, you have a fan in Boop 1225.
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah, I
fuck,
see that.
whoever the fuck that is.
There's like a 98% chance it's just one of my buddies, but also
I like
wouldn't be. I mean, there's a good chance. I've got enemies. I feel like Drake sometimes. I got enemies. Got a lot of enemies.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No new friends.
I knew he was.
Drake and Todd are just right here with each other.
Yeah, big friend, roof friend, that, right?
Six God.
On that cover album, it's really Todd and Drake sitting on that Toronto Tower.
Yeah.
We just couldn't see Todd.
Well, no, so they were gonna have to Photoshop me in because I don't do heights like that. So yeah, it was
scared of heights.
I didn't say I'm scared of them, Jimmy. I just said I don't do them.
Doesn't do them.
That's fine. I'm terrified of bees. I'd rather hang out with a shark than go by bees. Bees scare the shit out of me. I don't like them.
I don't know if that makes sense to me.
Snakes
No, I don't like that. All right. No, I don't. Nope, don't like it. Naughty list, guys. Who's on the naughty list, Jimmy?
My naughty list. I do have to start. I have two. My first one is myself. I have to put myself on the naughty list because
I don't know why, but I agree with it.
That game Saturday, I was under the influence of a couple things, and I just it's hard to remember. So that was it was a Christmas party, Packer game, and UFC fight night. So just a trifecta of just drinking. So and edibles. And so
it's cool that you had that going on. I like that you had that going on, and that's why Dan and I had to cover for you on the pregame show, which Dan,
I had a Christmas
real
party.
Quick. Dan, was that the highest rated pregame show that the channel's had?
Well, I don't think we have ratings.
No, it was though. Yeah, no, it was. It was actually.
It was.
It did the best numbers. But it could be because Jacob wasn't there. I think it'd be even better if it was just us three.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of variables that changed.
Well, I don't know, Jimmy. Did you get the memo that that's now Dan and I's full-time gig as well?
That's fine. I'd rather hang out with you guys. Can take that.
I think Jimmy had a better time on Saturday.
Yeah, I had a heck of a time.
Were you gonna have a Christmas party every night, every game day?
Yeah. I was gonna tell you guys I have this new cult that we celebrate Christmas once a week.
I'm in.
Perfect. Yeah, no. So myself, that game was a little bit of a blur for me. And then the other, Josh Jackson, it just went from filling in for Kevin King to now being a healthy scratch these last couple weeks. And even LaFleur said they're going to play people that help the team. And he just, I don't know. I'm just so disappointed. Like a second round pick, you think he'd be able to at least help out on special teams. He's big, he's fast, but
and it makes you think too. Like it's not like Kevin King had an outstanding game on Saturday. No. And I'm usually a Kevin King apologist on the show, but I think the one play where he misread the jump on the ball, I think that's a play that you'd like him to have, but I feel like that it's a bit tougher play. I'm not out here saying he needs to make that play every single time, but boy, there were a lot of times that he just someone put this out, like, I wonder how healthy Kevin King is with his shoulder, because it really looks like he's playing very tentative about rushing in and putting his shoulder on, really driving through somebody. I feel like it really shows up in a lot of maybe his arm tackles and the kind of the missed stuff that we see at times.
What's he all hurt with? It was a quad, then an Achilles, now it's a shoulder.
I mean, from what I've heard, that's not being reported officially by anybody, but people are speculating, he's dealt with a shoulder before, is that something that's flaring up now where he's making these tackles? It honestly could just be that he's not a great tackler. He never really has been a great open field tackler, but buddy, like if you're coming into this week thinking you're going to pull that weak stuff against you're going to be buried at the 50-yard line of Lambeau Field come Sunday night. Yeah. Todd, who's on the naughty list for you?
I got Lucas Patrick. The guy was just an absolute turnstile. And what was funny is I texted you guys during the game and said, dibs on putting him on the naughty list. And part of it.
You literally said that to me, and I was like,
you were the first to respond to that text message.
Well, I'm sorry for anything I said to you, because I do not remember that text at all.
All good. Yeah, no, but it was funny because early in the first half, I was like, Lucas Patrick hasn't gotten enough love because he's kind of just stepped in and you haven't really noticed that he's been playing left guard, which I think for a guy filling in on the line, like if you don't notice they're there, that's a good thing. If their name's not being called a lot, that's ideal. And I was like, all right, yeah, I might have to consider him. And then literally like 20 plays after that, it was just, let's give up a sack. Let's give up a sack. So yeah, definitely putting Lucas Patrick out there.
Yeah.
Do you think that has anything to do? I mean, because he never really had those issues this year, at least when he was over on the right side of the line, or even we center it for a second there. Like it's literally just him being at left guard. It feels like was the issue, which begs the question. Like I want to see more John Runyon. Like if we're gonna miss Corey Linsley for this amount of time, like Elton Jenkins came in last year pretty much almost from the get-go and was thrown into the starter role, and see what happens. See what you got out of the kid. John Runyon, in the couple times we've seen him already, has proven that he, at least for a little bit, can hold himself. Throw him into the fire and let's see what we've got, man. You've got guys like Corey Linsley coming up on contract. If you draft a guy like John Runyon, I'd like to see what he can do in a crunch situation like this.
Yeah, but the counterpoint to that is Rick Wagner's been playing really well.
No, that's fair.
But then that's the thing, though. It's like it's not like Billy Turner was struggling at right tackle. So I'm with you. I'd like to see that just to see what happens. But Rick, we brought him in on a contract. So I don't know. That's interesting.
It's almost like the Christian Kirksey thing. Chris Barnes and Kamal Martin are playing better than Christian Kirksey, but Christian Kirksey has the benefit of being the veteran that you paid the contract to come play here. In a certain extent, the offensive line works better when John Runyon was in there and Billy Turner kicked out to right tackle, and Rick Wagner is sitting there on the bench. So it's almost like it's hard for him to find the place where he fits. Like he's good enough to play that position, but for the whole thing to work as a whole, I just wonder if maybe John Runyon is the piece. And I'm going to stick with the offensive line too. Bakhtiari, man, sitting right next to Lucas Patrick on the left side. He did not have a great game. Definitely not a Bakhtiari level game. No. I mean, it was shocking to see both of those, Lucas Patrick and David Bakhtiari. They got their lunch eaten sometimes. It was really surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think the good news is that Linsley's back at practice, has been cleared to play this week. They're going to see how that goes if he's able to, but I would guess that means he'll be back, hopefully taking some snaps at least in the Bears game next week. And then nice little bye week to get ready to go.
Yeah. That's
From your lips to God's ears, man.
Would you rather have Linsley play this week or just have him sit out another week?
I'd let him go another week. This defense isn't the front of this defense isn't that scary that I feel like he needs to go. Like Dan said, we've still got John Runyon you can toss in there and see what you've got with him. I think you're okay.
I don't know, Todd, didn't we say that same exact thing about Carolina's front line?
I'm not going to be wrong 2 weeks in a row, Dan.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Jeez.
Yeah. I'm on Todd's side for the first time in my life.
No, I just think, but I mean, I agree with you. I think there's no reason to play him now. You don't really need to win. As much as we'd love to win on Sunday, we don't need to win on Sunday to even guarantee the number 1 seed. You're already in the playoffs at this point. There's no reason for me to play Linsley, even if you were struggling against the Bears. God forbid.
Yeah. Isn't this though like the most interesting matchup we've had in the last 4 weeks?
Yeah, these have been. I think I told you guys, just snooze fest. It's been tough. Not a lot happening. So
I mean, really, since Indianapolis, right?
Yeah. Unless
I'm missing one in between there.
This is where we need Jacob to go on one of his rants about our schedule, because that man has every schedule from now to 2000 memorized. Yeah. I can't remember who we played 2 weeks ago.
Well, maybe it's all those edibles that you eat every game night, Jimmy.
First of all, I don't. It was Christmas. I was celebrating the Lord, so back off.
And the Lord said, "Let there be edibles."
It was a Christmas party.
Let's talk about this week, guys. The matchup that we are most looking forward to this week against the Tennessee Titans. We've pretty much, I think, exhausted the whole Derrick Henry side of this thing, we pretty much assume Derrick Henry is going to get his. So other than Derrick Henry, what's the matchup you guys are looking forward to this week?
Jimmy.
Damn it. Ugh. All right. So mine, I'm going with our wide receivers versus Tennessee's pass covers for their pass defense. They're 29th in yards allowed and in pass touchdowns allowed. So this is an opportunity for Devontae. I'm sorry, Todd, and I know no one cares about my fantasy team, but he literally lost me in both of my leagues because he had a very underwhelming game.
We know because you texted us about it.
Oh, well, okay. On Saturday?
Yeah, you said something about cousin Adams, and I said Montrevious. What did he do wrong?
Yeah.
Then you clarified that it was Devontae. Yeah.
You're getting the gears turning. Yeah. So cousin Devontae. This is another opportunity for him to bounce back a little bit. A quiet game last week, and again for Allen Lazard. And Rodgers even mentioned he does things that don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but this is a week for him to show up on there and make a lot of big plays. MVS has been quiet. Let's get some big plays down the field. Their pass coverage is not good. So this is the time to just exploit that and get that rolling. Let Rodgers, let's see if we can get like 5-6 touchdowns out of him. You know, I'd be so happy if we can get him to 50 touchdowns. I'll cry.
on the show in the bar.
Yeah, I'll put some tears in here.
All right. I like it.
I'll start pinching me in random spots until tears start coming.
God,
Todd, what's the matchup you're looking forward to?
I'm going to go primetime John Money against the Tennessee wide receivers. He hasn't really just matched up one-on-one and followed a guy around on the field this year. So I think we'll see him get a look at A.J. Brown and Corey Davis. Two big guys, fun to watch and play. That's what I hate about this matchup is Tennessee's got a fun team to watch. I mean, if you would have told me in 2018 that Ryan Tannehill was going to throw for 3,500 yards and 30 some touchdowns and only 5 interceptions, like I would have told you were probably hanging out with Jimmy too much at his Christmas parties. But he's having a solid season, and these wide receivers are feeding off it. And I'm looking forward to seeing Jair Alexander get in there and shut him down.
Same. I am looking forward to, and this is strictly just because of last week, so recency bias to crap here. Offensive line versus the pass rush. Our offensive line versus the pass rush, because like I mentioned, Todd, we did not give Carolina's defense, especially their front seven, any respect on the pre-snap on Saturday. I mean, we were talking about like, oh, is he going to score 3 or 4 touchdowns today? You know, and then all of a sudden that second half, it looked like a completely different defense. And in a way that made the offensive line look human. A superhuman unit that's been playing at a high level all year made them look human for really, I think, one of the first times. I mean, Tampa Bay, you could throw in there, but I mean, this was something different. Like, it was just like all of a sudden Bakhtiari was getting beat, like in a way he doesn't get beat. Lucas Patrick, like you mentioned, it was weird to see. And so I want to see a bounce back game. I don't care who they're going up against. It could be the Citadel for all I care. I want to see this offensive line dominate again against a team they should be able to dominate against.
You know, and I'm going to jump back to the naughty list for a second. Ron Hampton, again, in the comments there. Coaches for not giving Tavon Austin more playing time.
I come back to this.
I said it in the pregame. I said it like I just have high hopes for this guy all the time. And now I'm convinced that it is the coaches that are against me. It has nothing to do with Tavon Austin. He's ready to take one to the house. He just needs the opportunity to do it. But I'm going to disagree with Ron Hampton. Naughty list MVS. Sir, you're wrong. MVS is a god. Don't ever forget it.
I do like MVS.
We stand MVS in this bar.
Absolutely.
So
it might as well be his birthday on Friday for all I care.
Can we get a Photoshop
of sacrilegious
MVS like a manger with Todd and
get on that?
Us three by him.
Erin is watching right now. She can do that. I know she can. Do it right now before the show is done.
Yeah.
Send it to Nick, DM him, and get this crap.
MVS in a manger and us all bringing him frankincense frankincense, myrrh, whatever. Yeah. So,
Big Mac got it. Merry MVS.
Merry MVS.
So we mentioned some offensive linemen for the nice list with Elton Jenkins. I think you mentioned him, and then also on the naughty list.
Thanks for paying attention.
I got you. But I know they struggled last week, but it's still. I think it also just shows how crazy good they've been this year with just how often they've shuffled around. Like last week is what many people would have expected weeks ago when we moved Billy Turner to left tackle. Elton Jenkins has played 5 positions. Like, I think it was just a little knocked down to reality that, yeah, they're playing at a high level, but we have multiple people playing out of position. Like Billy Turner's playing right guard, even though he's been playing right tackle and left tackle most of the season. So I know they had a rough week last week, but this unit has been, as a whole, this whole season has been incredibly impressive.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's almost like
thanks for the breaking news.
I mean, it's almost like the Devontae Adams, stuff we were talking about a couple weeks ago when he was having the drop issues, where it's like those kind of drops are normal for, like a number 2 or number 3 wide receiver on any other team. But Devontae plays at such a high level that any small dip looks even bigger. And they say the same thing about the offense. I like that.
I have one. I'm so sorry. I have one more question for you guys. Spur of the moment. Who has had a bigger left Adam Gase bump, Ryan Tannehill or Robbie Anderson?
Oh, Ryan Tannehill. I think that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Anderson had his first 1,000-yard season away from Gase.
His career wasn't on life support. Like, people knew Robbie Anderson could play.
Right.
Yeah. Tannehill, like, let's remember, he was backing up Mariota, who was bad.
That's true.
Yeah. Like Robbie Anderson.
Don't ask stupid questions, Jimmy.
Robbie Anderson was like a target for the Pack. Like that was like a, someone that Packer fans were falling in love with in the offseason is bringing in as a wide receiver, get out of New York, come revitalize your career in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I knew he was decent, but I didn't realize like how good he could actually be. Because in with the Jets, he would have like 100-yard game and then disappear for like 3 weeks and then come back with another 100-yard game. But it's this, except for Jair shut him down last week. But it's just I don't know. It's crazy.
To go off the Packers for a second, is that Jets win the worst win we've ever seen? To go from which I'm in the minority. I think Sam Darnold can play ball. I'm
with you. I think Sam Darnold.
I believe that. So I don't know that it's necessarily terrible that they're not going to get Trevor Lawrence, but like to win a game when you're this close to not winning any and getting that, and it's just like shit.
And to do it against a defense like the Rams.
Yeah.
That can be something that that locker room can take forward as the years go on. Like Sam Darnold can use that as the years go on. So
if you're the Jets,
I'll say real quick, I was the only prognosticator to pick the Jets to beat the Rams this week on my super scientific accredited NFL.
Oh my
picks.
gosh.
So
you're so smart. If you're the Jaguars, who are you putting at quarterback to make sure you don't win another game?
I'll do it. I volunteer as tribute. Pay me the veteran minimum, and I'll go and throw interceptions every play.
They called me yesterday.
They didn't call me because they know I'm incredibly talented, so they didn't want me.
Yeah, they knew that wasn't going to work out well for them.
Yeah, it's like 6
Jimmy's agent reached out to him, and they're like, "We're trying to lose games. We're not trying to win this thing."
They're like, "Oh my gosh, he's so talented. He can play wide receiver.
He's so talented and versatile and good looking." Jeez,
I hate you guys so much. I didn't work out.
We can't bring him in. We'll all fall in love with him.
Yeah,
we can't have our hearts broken again.
The second I walk into the locker room, I'm finding Gardner Minshew, and I'm saying, "Hey, let's do this jockstrap stretch together."
God, I asked you nicely to stop saying such hot stuff. And you continue.
This is my Christmas gift to you.
Jeez, well, you could stop because yikes. Speaking of yikes D down there. Tay's dance moves today at practice. You guys see those?
I did.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I don't think they're going to have a problem bringing the juice this week.
I don't think
I
so.
hope
Because
so.
I haven't seen much out of Tay at practice. I mean, we know Jamal and Aaron break it down, but do the kids still say that break it down? Is that still for dancing? I don't. Either way,
Yeah,
but
you got served.
Anyone ever
I think
called it
they
that?
say.
Todd?
yeah, step up.
Step up, dog.
Step up to the streets.
The street. How much do you think they missed Jamal Williams blocking on Sunday or Saturday?
A ton, obviously. Once he went out, that's when the pressure started.
That's a fair point. That's a fair thing. Yeah.
Which it really, I mean, we saw it with Swerve when he went out earlier in the year, and the offense just kind of looked lost. And he's not a guy that contributes a lot on the stat sheet. Same with Jamal, not a guy that contributes a lot on the stat sheet week in and week out. Yeah. But it's the little things like that. And he went out and the offense just looked lost. We couldn't protect anybody. They stopped using the motion as much. It just like, once again, LaFleur, it was kind of like we got hit in the face and the offense just went, oh, what do we do? How do we do this? I don't know. Just call some bread and butter shit and get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a scary part is like, when we're moving and grooving, like LaFleur seems he's like, oh, he's in his groove and he's going. But it's the second we face adversity, like besides the Colts game where we kind of came back, it's usually if a team starts getting some momentum, that's when we just shrink down, it seems like. And that's the scariest part to me going into this playoffs is like, we're going to be facing good teams and you're going to get hit in the mouth at some point, and it's just bouncing back. And that's my biggest worry for this team, even more so than the run defense, is just coming back from adversity. Like even if we're up a little bit and they start making a run, it's like you got to shut that shit down at some point and play with some aggression.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
We saw that against the Colts where, they were a good team that could come back where, right. It's not like Carolina didn't have a number of opportunities to sneak back in it and make this one a lot closer. Fortunately for us, their offense just doesn't run. So,
yeah. Thank God they didn't have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, seriously. Thank God. They didn't. That'd be a game changer. All right, guys, we've hit the halfway point of the show here now. And we've got a huge announcement. We didn't do our job, and we did not tease this for a half hour like we should have.
Should we wait to do it then and just tease the fuck out of it right now?
We could.
We could if we want.
Yeah, we got a big announcement, guys. That's me teasing. Todd? Right?
Todd, your call. What do you want to do here, bud?
Let's hold off on it. Let's do the DraftKings recap.
All right, let's look at the DraftKings recap real quick. And congratulations to my podcasting co-host on the Pack a Day podcast, Matt Freilich, taking home the win this week. And Todd sitting all the way at the bottom in the cellar with Dan. How does it feel, what? Todd?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I went hard on the Goff Cup double dip against the Jets.
That's smart.
But here's what's going to happen is the Rams play the Seahawks this week. They're embarrassed. They're going to go into that one and they're going to get the win, which is going to help us out. So all in all, this is because of me putting those guys on my team. I'd had too many good weeks in a row. Also, I'm going to blame Dan for not letting us use people that were involved in Saturday's game. So I couldn't use Rodgers and Adams, which would have hurt me anyways.
Yeah, I'm saying someone who had Rodgers, Adams, you don't want them.
You really wouldn't have gotten much out of anything on Saturday. Speaking
Insider podcast showing up. What up?
What up, dude? Speaking of fantasy football, I have a serious question for you guys. I am in the championship in one of my fantasy leagues now.
Bench everyone.
2 week total. So I'm in the first week here. My starting running back is Derrick Henry.
Yes.
I have to start him, right? Like even as a Packer, like you cannot commit fantasy suicide like that.
No.
No matter what your fandom says, right?
Correct. No. Yeah, you have to start him.
Yeah. It kills me though. Like that has to, doesn't that eat at you as a fan?
No.
As a Packer fan?
No.
To start players against the Packers?
Is there money on the line? Really?
No.
Oh, well, then you're an idiot.
Why did you do without Derrick Henry? You idiot. At that point, who cares? If you're not winning money, who gives a fuck?
Philly Insider, just a heads up. If Dwayne Haskins plays in that game, I'm going to go Carolina.
Yeah. Well,
Dwayne Haskins is bad.
Who else would? Well, he's busy at the strip club anyways. Who else is it? Who else would start? Alex Smith is hurt.
Yeah. And then whoever that third string guy was got hurt too, right?
Kyle Allen?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wait, who just picked up Josh? I just saw Josh Rosen got picked up. Who just
49ers.
The 49ers. Well,
which I'm still holding out hope for him to have somewhat of at least a backup career. I don't think he's someone that can move. Like, I don't think he's a practice squad player. I do think Josh Rosen's better than people are giving him credit.
I don't know, man. Like 31 teams let him sit there for how many weeks? Not even putting him on a practice squad.
But the only film they had from him was a terrible ass Arizona Cardinals team.
I guess it's a weird season, but I don't know.
He's only 23.
Yeah. And what's your answer to Philly Insider's question? Does Carolina beat Washington this week?
They're in game. They were in games with the Chiefs. They were in games with the Packers. Only one score. They're a talented team. I don't think Christian McCaffrey is going to be there, but it's hard to rule Carolina out of any game because they've lost 2 games with over 10 points this whole season. Like, they're going to be there. And I don't really trust Washington. They don't even have a real name. I don't even trust them to really shut a team down.
So their other quarterback is someone named Taylor Heineke from Old Dominion.
Trust it.
Is it Heineke or is it Hank?
What?
Oh, it is Heineke. Oh, it is Heineke. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Carolina in that one.
Yeah. I mean, call it recency bias, man, but Carolina looked like ballers on Saturday without Christian McCaffrey. And Washington doesn't have a quarterback. I think we've seen the how the NFC East is going to play out. Philadelphia is starting to peak at the right moment, and Washington has started to collapse here at the end.
You can't really say Dallas sucks. But Washington was on a 4-game win streak before they lost, or 3-game win streak before they lost this last game to the Seahawks.
I think. Well, isn't Philly's in the lead of the NFC East now, right? Or is it New York still?
I don't know. I didn't believe it or not. I did not have NFC East homework pulled up here. Let me
I don't believe
either way. I think Washington just doesn't have anything at quarterback right now. And
Washington at 6-8. Is this right? Washington at 6-8. Cowboys at 5-9 with the Giants, and the Eagles at 4-9-1.
That doesn't sound. I thought the Eagles were closer.
Producer Nick just put in that. Yeah, it's Washington.
Okay. Shows you exactly how much I know.
And you also said the Eagles are peaking at a good time, and they just lost.
Yeah,
but they've got Jalen Hurts. Quit questioning me, Todd. All right, just take what I'm saying at face value and quit poking holes into it with your logic and research. Okay.
Hurts did have a beautiful game though. He did look good,
dude. I said this when I was watching that game. Like what we saw on Sunday. That's why every time I was doing mock draft stuff or just thinking about it, I was like, man. Jalen Hurts in the 3rd round just seems like the perfect little steal for the Packers, before anything else plays out. But to get him in the 3rd round or something like that, because he was always sitting there, I'm like, and that's exactly why. Because I think Jalen Hurts he's got the goods, dude. I think that's he can be something.
Yeah.
Real quick, Marissa in the chat. This is not white Zinfandel in my stemless wine glass. This is my eggnog with just a dash of nutmeg on top as well.
Well, maybe she's talking to me, who also has a stemless wine glass.
Oh, that's true. That's actually probably what because that looks a little bit more like wine. Yeah. I just assume everyone is talking about me because I'm a self-centered asshole.
Yeah, Pellegrino for me, Marissa. You know I'm working tomorrow. It's my boss, guys. Thanks for being nice to her.
Oh, hey, Marissa. Fire Todd because he sucks.
Yeah, Todd sucks.
She knows.
But no, Marissa, this is whiskey. If it's not White Owl, I'm not drinking it.
You're not picky. Shut up.
Do you guys want to get to the drunk tweet of the week here before we get any more drunk on all of our stuff?
Yes,
Todd,
please. Yeah. I'm
Or
going
should
down
we
that
do
page.
the announcement, or should we hold
What?
off on?
Todd, it's yours.
You know what?
That super big announcement that you're talking about, that's super
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. Should we do that?
Let's do it.
All right,
So
let's
here-
do it.
so Todd, do you want? So how are we doing this? Todd, are you gonna just announce it, or
Yeah.
are we gonna play Nick's video and use that as the announcement, the official announcement to everybody?
We rarely listen to producer Nick, and he put in the chat, throw it as Nick, let's play that promo video.
Ooh.
Come on. Do we really have to sit through the 80s? Aaron, come on now. If we suffer through the 80s, it makes the 90s that much better. Fine. Okay. That's too much. Looks like we're out of 12 packs. Well, looks like I gotta make one. As always, go Packers and the Bears.
I'm so excited.
Everybody,
It's been a while since I've been this excited for an interview.
do we have the fun? Do we have the graphic, Nick? Do we have the fun graphic, or did you say there it is, baby? Charlie Bears is joining us next week live on Game On Wisconsin's Lombardi's Bar, right here to talk about everything hating the Chicago Bears and deer as well.
Yeah, when I was emailing with his manager, I said, we've got a bar themed podcast, and going into that game against the Bears, I can't think of anyone better to be a guest of the show than Mr. Fuck the Bears himself.
Yeah.
And because we're professional, and that's how we operate. They obviously jumped at that opportunity. So shout out to him. I'm excited to have him on next week.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Like, it's insane. I can't talk. Insane.
Oh, don't say less.
Okay. It's just how like Biggie's gotten to where like we've had your buddy Joe Thomas on the show, Elton Jenkins, Kenny Clark, Jamal, and this is the most excited you've been for an interview. That just shows how like he's fucking hilarious.
And this is the second Emmy Award winner that we've had.
Yeah, second. Yeah.
We've had 2 Pro Bowlers, actually 3, but we lumped Joe in as future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I mean, but now that
Joe's going to win an Emmy here soon too, working on it.
Obviously.
Network.
So,
but that's all because of us, though.
Yeah, that's Lombardi's Bar.
Right.
We retroactively got Charlie and Chancellor both Emmys.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's insane. We work in mysterious ways.
If Elton Jenkins doesn't put out a tweet that says, "Hey, thanks to Lombardi's Bar for getting me to the Pro Bowl," I'm gonna be pretty pissed.
Well,
in fact, we should probably be tweeting him right now, asking where's the love.
Yeah, it's our.
Listen, when him and I are flying to the Pro Bowl,
yeah,
I'll have him tweet that out.
Thanks, man. Are you gonna bring a cheese basket when you go with him?
Always.
Yeah, that's a dumb question.
Fucking rude. Where do you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a dumb question. I'm just full of dumb questions today. I apologize.
So anyway,
guys,
tune in next week. Make sure that you're here. 7:30 Lambeau time, 8:30 Eastern. Charlie's going to be on the Game On Wisconsin's Lombardi's Bar with us here live. It's seriously the best way to end off the regular season here at the bar with Charlie. That's going to be a blast. So I hope you guys tune in for it. All right, guys. Do we do now our drunk tweet of the week?
Oh, for
drunk
sure.
Tweet of the week. There's an obvious one that's sitting out there that we're not going to address anymore because I feel like we've put it to bed. But yeah, it has to be. And it's not the tweet itself is the drunk tweet, because the tweet is making the point for us. How the hell is Robert Big Balls Tunyon not a Pro Bowler, especially over a guy like Evan Ingram? The NFL itself is the drunk tweet of the week, because that is heresy. Heresy that Bob is not a Hall of Famer. He'll be a Hall of Famer soon. Pro Bowler.
Big Boss Bob, man. He nickname alone, he should have been in the Pro Bowl.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Big Dick Nick, probably he's a Super Bowl MVP. Great for you. Big Balls Bob, Pro Bowl. He has, what is it, 10 touchdowns?
10 touchdowns. So Evan Ingram, here's what I'm trying to understand. is it just because he's playing in New York that he's getting that kind of like support from the fans? Like, it's not like Evan Ingram is, one of these sexy names that is having a down year that people flock to, like a Rob Gronkowski or something. Like, it's Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't compute to me. I don't get it. But I guess, at a certain point, it is like, it is sort of, I always kind of thought about this, and not exactly because I love that Jerry Kramer made it in, but like everyone complaining that Jerry Kramer wasn't making it into the Hall of Fame, while also 90% of that Lombardi's Super Bowl teams were already in the Hall of Fame. It's like we already have so many people being recognized for their greatness. Like, I understand wanting to recognize the other guy that was also playing great, but it's like at a certain point, guys, like only so many guys can be playing. It just, I'm not criticizing it because I think he deserves to be there, but like, it is sort of like, we do have 7 guys in the Pro Bowl as well.
Well, I think Lazard
have 8.
put the tweet out there that
I thought we had 7. I thought it was 7. I thought we were.
Oh, it
tied
is
to
7. I'm saying we should have 8.
Oh, should have 8. Okay, yeah.
I think Lazard put it out there that Ingram ranks 40 out of 42 or 43
right
tight ends in the league, and that there's 32 starting tight ends in the league, which means there are teams that have 2 tight ends better than Evan Ingram.
Yeah, well, I love MVS's tweet is like, I don't know what DVOA is, but I imagine you don't want to be 40th on that one. Yeah.
It's insane because I guarantee, like, there's a good chance Big Balls Bob is in like an all-pro, and the Bakhtiari put out there like, hey, I was not in the Pro Bowl, but also an all-pro. Like, that's insane to me. How can you be that high regarded for an all-pro, but then at the same time
contest? Because Pro Bowlers use fans, and fans, we all suck, man.
The Giants fucking suck though. So like their fans should realize like, hey, our team sucks. Ingram probably shouldn't be in there.
It's just market size. It's ballot stuffing is all it is. I want to recount, stop the count. I want to look at all the machines.
So but how is Evan Ingram the one that they're stuffing the ballots for? Like, is he really the best player on their team? They're like, hey, let's get behind him and get him in.
Dude, don't ask me to predict how New Yorkers act or treat themselves. Like
that's what we are asking, Dan. Thanks for letting us down.
I do. So
it's like asking me why gorillas throw feces at each other. Why do New Yorkers do anything? Because they're all animals.
That is true. I hate Minnesota. That's my least favorite state. Sorry, Jen. Minnesota sucks.
Minnesota sucks.
Yeah, Minnesota or New York's a close second. I hate New York. I don't trust them.
Here's the thing, real quick. I want to preface. I don't think Perry Goldstein is an animal. I don't know if she's a native New Yorker. I know she lives there. Perry, you're not included in this. You're like the Jane Goodall living among the animals.
No, fuck that. I hate all New York. If you're in New York, you fucked up. New York sucks. I was there once and it was just
yeah. I literally have no interest in ever living in a city like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. Like, I just don't understand being around that many people, and it is an affront to nature. Those cities.
Dan, I mean this in the nicest possible way. Do you live in Detroit?
That's a good point.
But here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. Detroit is a bigger, like, population-wise, it's a big city, but it's basically just urban sprawl all over the place. You have maybe like 20, 30 blocks of actual downtown Detroit. Other than that, it spreads out into suburbs and sprawls and everything else like that. So it's not, New York is literally packed like sardine cans on top of each other. Like, they are cramming so many people onto basically an island in parts of New York. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Detroit is nothing like any of those places that I've never been to. So,
hey, I'm gonna go here on Mark's tweet there that Jimmy's drunk.
He's something.
Tell you this much: that's my stepdad. Yeah. He's upstairs before the show started.
Mark's
he snagged one of his bottles of booze, so he is also drunk.
Hey.
Takes one to know one on that, guys.
Mark, we're twins on this one. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This whiskey's hit me.
Before we get to our bar bets, I just noticed that Todd switched his hat.
Oh, yeah.
I did. You know,
Why?
because Dan, you said there was a tweet that was put to bed that Packers Twitter went nuts on. So I know Big Mac's sitting at home wearing a Carhartt hat right now. So I threw this one on for her. Little shout out there. But yeah, also the Santa hat, it lasted a lot longer than I thought it was gonna.
I like this look.
Thanks.
This is a weird look.
It's how I live.
I kiss it right on the mouth.
Don't tongue or no tongue.
Half tongue, half not.
So bar bets, guys. Bar bets for this week against the Tennessee Titans. This one I feel like I know we're all going to go, but Derrick Henry over under 200 rushing yards this week.
No. What's up? Derrick. This is terrible. Oh my God.
I know. I really
Derrick
wish
Henry 200 yards. I'm going to go 5 Bakhtiari's over.
All right. Todd's taking the over. He's hammering the over with 5 Bakhtiaris. Jimmy?
Just to keep my lead on Todd, there's a part of me that thinks he's right. But I'm really hoping always, yeah. I'm really hoping we keep him under. So I'm gonna go 5 Bakhtiaris under 200 yards. 199 yards is what Derrick Henry's gonna get.
He's gonna have 200, and then he'll just lose 1 year. Like he'll take the kneel down at halftime or something.
Kenny Clark will make one play to make it 199.
I would Todd hammer the over on this one, man, with 5 Bakhtiaris. Like I just don't think there's any way that he is under 200 yards on Sunday. Kind of brought up AJ Dillon as like Derrick Henry light. And with Jamal's, we don't know what the health situation is for Jamal Williams yet, but we have had AJ Dillon come back.
Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy?
I don't know if he's going to play or not Sunday, but he has not practiced at all this week. And he's mentioned before on Saturday he wasn't able to really run on that leg. So I highly doubt he'll play this Sunday.
So with that in mind, over under 5 carries for AJ Dillon. He's had 5 carries in 3 appearances so far this year. That's his game high. 5 carries. Do you think we see more or less than 5 carries for AJ Dillon?
I'm going over 5 Bakhtiaris. Especially I personally just because I don't think Jamal Williams is going to play. And at that point, AJ Dillon's the backup. He's going to be in there. He's going to be in there at least 5 plays.
Todd?
5 Bakhtiari's under. I think we're going to see the offense have to put points up. There's going to be a lot of Aaron Jones in that lineup. In that case, we've heard it from the coaching staff that, AJ is just not picking up on the pass protections, not that great at receiving out of the backfield. So he's a guy that's kind of limited when he's in there. They'll find other ways to keep the offense rolling without him in there. And I think part of the reason he was held back last week, he missed a lot of time with COVID, had some issues coming out of that. So I don't know that they're ready to just put him out there and give him, any kind of an extended, which I feel weird that 5 carries would be an extended workload. But I don't think that they're going to get him out there and push him like that.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to side with Jimmy on this one. I do think they go over 5. I think Derrick Henry is treated like Aaron Rodgers. You play keep away from Derrick Henry. You play keep away from Aaron Rodgers. The Packers are going to try and I think shorten the game. Long methodical drives, dink and dunk down the field, chipping here, 5 yards here, 5 yards there. I think we see a good healthy amount from AJ Dillon, and people start, and I call it the memes will fly on Sunday of AJ Dillon to Derrick Henry. Calling it now. The memes will fly. Finally, do the Packers go ahead, Todd?
If he gets enough carries, do you think he has a more vicious stiff arm than Derrick Henry in this game?
No.
I will be like Vince McMahon sitting in the chair in the ring, just like eyes rolling in the back of my head if he has a Derrick Henry-esque stiff arm. Because that's the first thing I think of when I see those thighs. is Derrick Henry. So if he gets a stiff arm like Derrick Henry, done. I'm dead.
First of all, producer Nick put in the chat, give a number. You didn't give one.
Oh, what for Bakhtiari's?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing beer bets. That's how
five.
this works.
Five.
Look at him. Jump in on it.
Before we go to our last one, mainly I just want to go to this because I'm in the lead, so fuck you guys.
Yeah, I was waiting for this.
I'm -11, first place. Dan is -12. I don't like that because that means you're close to me. Todd, you really sucked last week. You're back to -40. And
we made up so much ground.
Yeah. The worst part about this is all the guests we've had is positive 41.5. But in our defense, we didn't have guests on a lot in the regular season, so it's a really skewed number.
Right. It's a small sample size, and plus, like, anyone can have like one good week. But come on and do it week in and week out, and those people will make the same mistakes and crap bets that we did. Guarantee it. Last one, guys.
I feel like we only had like maybe 5 guests that actually did the beer bets with us, which means they hit a lot.
They did hit a lot.
But I think I don't know. I feel like I baited quite a few of them into doing 5 Bakhtiaris with me. So
producer Nick, look at him. He's doing his job.
6 guests.
6.
This is why we pay
tell you, if he keeps working like this, we're gonna put him on the payroll.
Yeah, no, we fucking won't because the internet.
Sure, Todd. Why don't you go ahead and be the first one on board? You go ahead and do that.
Jacob, we're going to
last one here, guys.
Double Nick's salary, please.
Do the Packers clinch a bye this week? They need to win on Sunday against the Titans and have the Seahawks lose to the Rams to clinch the first round bye in Week 16. Do they do it?
Todd?
Jim? Damn it.
Dan.
What do you think?
No, I don't think they do. I'll go
Really?
4 Bakhtiaris. I don't think they do it. I am so pissed. You saw the video clip that I pulled talking about stopping Derrick Henry. I have a really hard time figuring out how to. Maybe I'm just scared of Derrick Henry too much. Maybe I'm just putting too much into it, and that could be the case. I suck. I am not great at evaluating football talent, which is why I'm on the host of this popular program. No, I just think that I don't think Tennessee. I don't think we have it in us to beat Tennessee. I'll say it. I don't know about beating Tennessee. And maybe this is just how many times this year have I predicted an absolute thrashing Minnesota? And we got our ass kicked. So
yeah,
maybe I'm just trying to hedge my bet.
I'm gonna go 2 Bakhtiaris. Not so much because of the Packers, but because we need the Rams to lose to the Seahawks.
We need the Rams to beat the Seahawks.
That's it. I just don't trust either of those teams. They're both just such roller coasters. The Seahawks lost to the Giants. The Rams lost to the Jets. We don't know what team we're gonna get that week. So even if we beat the Titans, which is gonna be tough, it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a shootout. Neither of the defenses I think are gonna be able to stop the offense. I don't trust either of the 2 NFC West teams to help us out in that situation. So I'm gonna say no to Bakhtiaris.
Todd?
You guys both said no?
Yes.
Yeah.
5 Bakhtiaris, yes. Like I said, the Rams are embarrassed. I mean, losing to the Jets last week, that's awful. Go home, regroup, think about it some more. Go out there and beat the Seahawks. Their pass defense is historically bad. I think they can go out there and put some points up. And the Rams defense has been playing better lately. So, except for last week. So I think they can go out there and get the win, and that puts it up to us. And it was weird hearing the coaching staff say, like, today, their pressers, like, yeah, it's going to be, a nice cold game here at Lambeau to face a guy like Derrick Henry, like almost like they're excited. When we brought in AJ Dillon, talking about like having him run through guys in December at Lambeau, nobody wants to try and tackle them. And they're sounding like, hey, we're up to this task. This is something we want to do. So it'll be exciting. And I think we can pull out that win there. Clinch it.
I can respect
then,
it. Here, let me ask
Jordan
you
in Chicago.
let me ask you a hypothetical. We could clinch if we lose on Sunday, we can still clinch the first round bye next week against the Bears. If I'm correct, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yep.
So would you prefer? Let's not say take out losing to Tennessee. Let's say that we couldn't clinch this week. Let's say you just had the opportunity to either clinch with a win against Tennessee or clinch with a win against Chicago. Like the hypothetical, which would you rather do it against? Last week against Chicago or do it now before Chicago and have it in your back pocket?
Do it now.
I'm the opposite.
Don't leave it to chance. Do it now. Get it. If you've got the chance to do it now. And they'll know before the game, won't they? I don't know when.
They should.
No, they should. Yeah, they'll know before. Yeah, because Seattle plays before Green Bay.
I'd rather have us clinch it against Chicago for the reason of I think one bye week is good. I think 2 weeks off. I just don't want. I don't know. I just don't like the whole idea of taking 2 weeks mentally off before like a real game that matters. That might sound weird, but I just don't want to have like we play our backup for Chicago and then whole week off.
Matt LaFleur hasn't been great coming out of buys, so maybe if you give him a half a game, a bye and a half.
I said the same thing, Todd. Somebody replied he is 1-0 coming out of bye weeks in the playoffs.
Yeah, but he didn't have 2 weeks off before the playoffs.
No, I know. No, I know. I'm just trying to contradict Todd. I agree with you. I think putting it on the line in the last week, especially against the Bears, curb stomp them in their own home stadium, and you get to celebrate the first round bye on their turf. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want them to lose this week, but we also have to rely on the Seahawks to beat the Rams to beat the Seahawks. So it's just, I don't know. I'd rather just have us beat the Bears, have one bye week where we just can kind of take the week off and then fuck up whoever we play.
Mm-hmm. I like that. All right, guys, let's put a bow on this. The present of this.
Hey, should I get my hopes up again that Tavon Austin's going to do something this week?
I would.
Yeah, for sure.
I know we got Yikes in the chat. He's thinking about it too. Wants to know, is Tavon doing it this week?
Yeah. 18 touchdowns.
I like where your head's at, Jimmy. I like that.
Oh, all right, guys. What do you got to promote? What do you want to let people know about? Where can people find you? What do you got, Todd?
I will have article Friday. That's 2 days away, right? Yeah, Friday. Key matchups of the week. Probably going to talk about some stuff that we talked about here tonight. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. And then I'll be doing pregame with Dan and Alex Strauff on Sunday before the game. Check us out there on the Game On Wisconsin.
Am I fired? Am I not allowed to be there?
I don't know. We
just
should talk to Jacob.
What about Jacob?
All right, well, fuck you guys. Whatever.
No, don't do that. Just come join us. Come on.
I'm quick.
I'm just fucking with you guys. I'm coming.
Todd rearranges his chair, and we just hear little jingle sleigh bells in the background. It's a great visual.
So, what's on your shirt, Todd?
Yeah, Todd, what is on your shirt?
Unfortunately, the green screen kind of messed with it, but it's definitely 3 deer just having a party together with some bells on it. But the green screen kind of took it out.
So good. Jimmy, what do you got?
Christmas spirit, guys. You got to spread it. Spread the love.
Spread it indeed.
I'll be here.
Just protection when you're spreading the love, though.
You can find me an article coming out on Packer Report every Tuesday. Find me here on Wednesdays with Lombardi's Bar. Like, Jesus Christ.
No, I'm Todd.
Yes, sorry. Thursday with Pack a Day. And then the pre-snap, I'll be with these two idiots on Sunday.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We don't know.
Yeah. Who knows if I'm fired or not? But next week, Wednesday, you guys should be happy because I'll be in Daytona Beach, Florida with Dez, my lovely wife, and we are taking our first child-free vacation in the last 2 years. So she said, hey, let's just limit it to one show that you're doing there. And I was like, all right, I'll just pick Lombardi's Bar. And I ditched everything else. So Lombardi's Bar, Daytona Beach on Wednesday. And then we have, of course, Charlie. That's the only reason I'm coming. Fuck you two.
We'll see. We'll see if you get the link to the show, Jimmy. We'll play it by ear. It might just be us and Charlie. I'm on Twitter at DK all the way. You can find me over there. I just had an article that I wrote with Isaac Gehrig this week, or today, I should say, this morning. Another edition of our Counterpoint series that you can read on Game On Wisconsin. Super Scientific accredited NFL picks on Sunday every week. And then I'll be coming up. I do the Pack a Day podcast every other Tuesday. So this week, coming up on Tuesday, we'll have an episode dropping there with Janelle and Matt Freilich on the call with me for Pack a Day. All right, guys. Well, until next time, like I said, everyone, have a happy Christmas. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. Cheers.
Can I please
crap? Go ahead.
Please end on what producer Nick probably didn't really want us to end on?
No,
Jimmy, Nick, get ready to send us to the
Hey guys, I really hope you wake up on Christmas morning and go fuck yourself, man.